but also the best, because American Idol would not have been the show it was without this.
Oh, the bad singers.
Yeah, people that think they're good.
The egotistical ones, man.
Dude, like
they're so great.
I'm like, do you not have ears? You know what I mean? I'm like, you don't have ears?
That's so funny, man.
And like girls, you know who I'm talking about. And they would be like, and they'll be doing this shit. They
always have a dance.
And they're always, and they're always even doing this.
Oh, yeah.
To hear themselves better. And I'm like, still bad. You don't got to listen to it like that. Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
And
cut that out.
They're so bad. And they think they're good.
Yeah, dude.
And then they wait for you to compliment them.
Yeah, then Simon says,
you can keep waiting.
Yeah, Simon said something mean. They're like, well, you just don't know talent when you see it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh yeah, that's why they hired him on the most popular TV channel of America right now.
It was just a random guy they hired for that.
Are you stupid?
It wasn't because he's like talented at picking artists out.
Yeah, it's not like it's been his job for 20 years before this even happened.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to the podcast. This is a very special episode. Just kidding, it's a regular one.
Every episode is very special, all right?
Yeah, I just said that at the beginning of every episode.
They're always near and dear to our
this
little
is
hearts.
a very special episode.
Dude, have you seen my tan line? It goes like this. Because I wear long sleeves and roll them up.
You should get that checked out.
Yeah, I know.
By the fashion police.
By the fashion police. I also got fucking tan line on my neck here.
Mm-hmm. You're a redneck.
Dude, Leia put her arm next to mine, and my arm is darker than hers.
And she's
Mexican.
80% African.
Yeah, 80%.
And 20% Guatemalan. And 30% Italian.
And 15% concentrated power of will.
And 30% woman.
5% pleasure, 15% pain.
Mm-hmm. That's what women say about my wiener. It's 5% pleasure, 50% pain. 100% reason to remember my name.
Oh my God.
And it's not because it's big, it's just because I
and that's just what I've heard from women.
Do weird stuff. I just do it wrong.
They're like 5% pleasure.
50% pain.
Really, really remember that part. 50% pain.
It's because I'm like, I start smooth for the first 5%, which 5% of 30 seconds, what is that?
5% of 30 seconds. That would be
like 1 second or something.
3 seconds.
That's 10%. So it'd be 1.5 seconds. Okay. 1.5 seconds of
yeah,
pleasure.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Sorry.
And then 15%, 50% pain. So like after the 1.5 seconds, I like lick their clit 1.5 seconds. And then I just beat the shit out of them.
You just start punching them in their fucking stomach. They're like, oh, yeah. What the?
I'm like, I'm gonna make sure you're not pregnant.
What is happening?
And
make sure you're not pregnant because I just ate you out, so you better not be pregnant.
Exactly.
They're like,
because I came while I did that.
I came in the premises.
And the other 50% is cleanup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they remember your name. They're like, 45%. You know what? It was
cleans
really
very well.
The sex, not great. But he was very nice, and he cleaned up my whole house. He even did my dishes. He did my laundry, folded it for me.
Yeah, like you're already cleaning up, so you got to keep.
You just keep going.
Yeah, you can't like.
You're like there for 2 days cleaning
like
their
Lysol
house.
Wipes, Clorox.
You're like, hey, honey. They're like, you're still a stranger.
You're still a stranger. I'm like, you gonna make dinner? Psych, I already made it.
I've been cleaning all day. I'm starving. I've been slaving away all day. Oh, I'm just kidding. There's a turkey in the oven.
And turn around, I have an apron on.
Just butt ass naked with just
an apron.
You met me?
Yeah, I was just naked. I found this apron.
Oh my God, that'd be hilarious.
My clothes are in the wash, along with yours.
Man, imagine that. Dude, okay, so I've been watching Kill Tony a lot lately.
Mm-hmm.
That show, they call it a podcast.
It's like a funny stand-up show.
Dude, it's so good because if you think you want to get into stand-up but you really don't know what to do,
watch that.
He gives you pointers on how to set up jokes. Like a huge thing of his is like trim the fat. Get as fast as you can, get to the punchline.
Really?
Yeah. That's like for the first joke to break the ice. For the first joke,
yeah.
And for a lot of other jokes, you need to do that too because a lot of people will talk too much for their joke to where it's like, okay, get to the point, dude.
Right.
You know? So if you're going to do story style like how Bert Kreischer or Shane Gillis does.
How like any great comedian
Yeah,
does.
a lot of comedians. The reason why that style of comedy is so popular is because they do little jokes throughout the story to keep you engaged. If you don't do that, the whole joke is going to be fucking stupid. Like if Chris D'Elia did his whole long bit, because Chris talks a lot, you know.
Yeah, he does.
But he always does little zingers and little funny things, you know, throughout the story. If he didn't do that, you would think Chris D'Elia isn't funny.
True.
You know?
Dude, stand-up comedy is so much harder. I think like anyone that's ever been like kind of funny, like I've always been kind of funny. Like I make people laugh like during school and like whatever. So like, and I would make my mom like pee her pants, you know?
Oh yeah.
And so there was times in my life where I'm like, oh, I could be like a stand-up comedian. But then I realized
I think you could, dude.
I don't know, dude. I don't think I'm like articulate enough. I think I would have to work a lot on like my speaking skills.
It would just
and not saying like and like.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
Definitely you would have to do that. It would be a lot of practice. You'd have to rehearse your jokes a lot, make sure, and then you'd have to write jokes all the freaking time and then edit them as much as you can. Say them in front of people, especially like other comics that know what they're doing and are like, hey, that part sucks, but this part's really good. And can give you like honest feedback. It's like writing music pretty much, you know? It's like kind of the same aspect, like writing wise.
Yeah.
You got to do it in front of people that know what they're talking about.
Well, I'm great at writing music.
Oh yeah, that's right. Your new EP's almost
I'm
out.
a ghost writer.
Yeah.
For I bet you didn't know this.
I've seen that.
Because I haven't told anyone actually.
I actually read that comic book. Ghostwriter?
Yeah. Not a ghost writer, ghost writer.
Oh.
With a pen.
So you're like his cousin that just writes songs.
Yeah, it's like his
but your head's still on fire
cousin.
with a skull.
Yeah. And he just like has a pen.
He's like, hey, I wrote that song for you. He's got like glasses on somehow, but they're still on fire.
So yeah, I've written songs for Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, Fall Out Boy, Jason Mraz. You know I'm Yours? Yeah. I wrote that when I was 12.
I remember that. That was crazy.
Yep. Crazy I was riding my bike to school. I was like, well, you done me. I was like, yo, call up Jason. I think I got a tune that will sound good in his voice.
I remember because we didn't know each other back then because we met in high school. But I remember seeing you riding down a neighborhood singing that song on your bike. And I was like, man, what song is that? That's a good song. And then like a month later, I heard it on the radio. So I was like, oh, that must have been the song that kid was singing.
He must have wrote it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if he wrote it or not. I didn't even know who you were at that time. Okay. That was when, because you're the ghostwriter.
But you didn't put the timeline together like, the song wasn't out and that kid knew it.
I just thought maybe it was already out, you know, and you just were singing it. But now that I know, it's pretty cool.
See, now that makes sense. Yeah. So I got a witness that I was singing it a month before it came out.
Yeah. It's crazy. And then I learned it on the guitar and I would sing it to girls and they'd be like, oh my God, Jason Mraz. It's like the only reason I sang those songs.
Dude, there was so many guys in high school that didn't sing as good as you. All right. And I think you know who I'm talking about. Not the girl. Oh my God, that was terrible. Okay.
It's a few.
Okay. But there was guys that would come to school with like ukuleles and guitars.
Rocky?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Dude, he posted something lately on Facebook singing. And it was like a Jesus song.
Did he get better?
And he looked like he was like, he got the shit kicked out of him or something. He had like a black eye or something.
I feel like that kid always looked like he got in a fight.
He was always like doing stuff like that. But then he's always been a Jesus kid. Like I think he's like bipolar or something.
Yeah, because he's like,
I don't know.
He's like punk starting fights and then like singing
and worshiping.
Jesus.
It's like, what is happening here, dude? And then he would just disappear and then show up and like he was just weird, man.
Do you know it's the absolute worst, but also the best because American Idol would not have been the show it was without this.
Oh, the bad singers.
Yeah, people that think they're good.
The egotistical ones, man.
Dude, like
they're so great.
I'm like, do you not have ears? You know what I mean? I'm like, you don't have ears?
That's so funny, man.
And like girls, you know who I'm talking about. And they would be like, and they'll be doing this shit. They
always have a dance.
And they're always, and they're always even doing this.
Oh, yeah.
To hear themselves better. And I'm like, still bad. You don't got to listen to it like that. Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
And
cut that out.
They're so bad. And they think they're good.
Yeah, dude.
And then they wait for you to compliment them.
Yeah, then Simon
like,
says,
keep waiting.
Yeah, Simon says something mean. They're like, well, you just don't know talent when you see it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh yeah, that's why they hired him on the most popular TV channel of America right now.
It was just a random guy they hired for that.
Are you stupid?
It wasn't because he's like talented at picking artists out.
Yeah, it's not like it's been his job for 20 years before this even happened.
Well, just in general, like girls that do that. Or anyone, really.
Dude, I feel like it's mostly girls because girls are more brave to sing. Guys, it's kind of just a thing with guys that singing is almost like on the feminine side. So it's like...
That is true. It does seem...
A lot less guys will go out there and actually sing.
And just sing something.
But also, I feel like guys are more honest with themselves.
Yeah.
Than girls are.
Most of the time, but there are still delusional...
There are still delusional guys. There's a guy when I was in choir that sat next to me who was like tone deaf. Yeah. For sure. And like, I remember like talking to him and being like, hey, did you just sing a little bit lower so I can hear like the actual key? Because I can't hear anything.
He's like trying to belt.
And he's like, duh. And I was like, one of you, and like, I remember saying, kind of getting mad because people were doing some stuff. And I was like, one of you guys can't sing. And I like looked at him. He's like, not me, bro. And I was like, yeah, freaking right, bro. It's you. I was like, everybody else here can sing. At least carry a tune.
And I wonder if it's like they can't recognize sounds.
Dude,
like, because if you sing bad and you don't know that you sing bad, like, how can you not hear it?
I think there's two things that go into it, because there's obviously you have a hard time understanding pitch and hearing pitch and making it click in your head. But the other thing is egotistical people that think, oh, I'm nailing it. It's like, you're not even listening.
Yeah.
You're not even trying.
You're not even close.
If you listened, you might be able to be like, oh, that doesn't sound right, you know, but you don't give a fuck. You think you're the best person ever. You're like, oh yeah, I could sing like Beyonce. Like, no, dude, you suck.
Dude, that's crazy though. Like, singing is such a gift.
Yeah,
if
for a
you
lot
have
of people.
And you're like amazing. It's like
it is one of those
people
things
that can't sing, like me. Like,
you can sing a lot better than most people.
I can like carry a tune on certain things, but like, there's almost no song that I can sing all the way through.
Dude, I
get like all the notes.
I would have like much rather had you sitting next to me than that fucking kid. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Oh, especially choir songs. I feel like I could get through those.
They're not hard. Like, they make them like not easy, but you know, you're carrying one note for a long time instead of doing all this fancy shit with your voice. So it's not that difficult.
But then, so like when I sing, I'll have like a song and I'll hit certain parts of it, and then it'll get to a part where like I can't do it, and I know I can't do it, and I'll try to, and I'll hear it, and I'm like, that's way wrong, and I can't even make my voice do that.
Yeah.
But then I hear people on like TikTok or whatever that have those like amazing voices, and I'm like, dude, how do you open your mouth and it just like hits that note? Like, it's amazing.
There's people that have like insane vocal range and vocal control, and those are the two things that'll make you a phenomenal singer, because a lot of people can hear and understand sound and comprehend how like tones work, but they can't get their voice to do it. You know, and like you can train. There's a lot of you can do lessons and you can learn a lot. Like Ed Sheeran actually did not. He wasn't a very good singer at first when he first started like performing on streets. Like he even he talked about it. I forget on what show, but he like pulled up a video of him like singing at a birthday, and it was horrible. His like voice was cracking and stuff. Yeah, it's really bad. And now he's Ed freaking Sheeran, dude, you know? So it's like...
Same with Billie Eilish.
Possible. Yeah, I heard she wasn't very good either.
There was lots of videos of her as like a 4-year-old, then like a 6-year-old, 12-year-old, and like each time it got a little better.
Yeah.
And then it got like really good, actually. She can sing better than I feel like most people realize, because her songs aren't very like singing.
Well, I mean, most people that are naturally gifted at singing, when you're a child, you're not really that good of a singer. You know, you're an okay singer. There's some, like Beyonce was a child star.
Well, I feel like if you're really gifted in singing as a child, you're pretty good. Because Shayla, my sister, when we were kids, she could just sing. You know?
Dude, I can't believe she posted.
You either have those vocal cords or you don't.
It's true. I mean, it's also the fact of understanding how to control your vocal cords. Because as a kid, even if you have those vocal cords, you might not understand them.
And then once, dude, there's this girl
you practice and practice.
Natalie Jane, have you heard of her?
No.
She's on like TikTok and shit. And she's so good. And then because I started following her, there's this other guy that started popping up in my algorithm. Curly hair. But he's so good, dude. And it's that control shit where they like high and then they come low. And then like, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Like he does like scales down and goes high.
Well, you know when they're super high and they just come right to low?
Like they go falsetto to
it's hard.
And then switch to head voice or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like hard.
It is, dude. That takes a lot of practice because your voice is a muscle too. Like you have to train. Like you couldn't just not speak for a million like a bunch of fucking years or whatever, and then try to sing as good as you could again.
True.
Because you're fucking
if you didn't sing for like a year and then you tried again.
Yeah. You have to fucking build those up. But yeah, that shit, those transitions. I remember doing falsetto warm-ups all the time in choir, and my falsetto was horrible in high school. I can never sing in falsetto. It always sounded like
what's falsetto? Is that head voice?
Falsetto is when you're going like really high.
You're not like deep.
It's like your Michael Jackson voice, you know? Yeah, that's falsetto when you switch to that. Dude, the camera thing's moving. So it's every time you lean, it went down. But yeah, we'd do that, and I remember singing like at the end of the fucking year, and we're singing this like this song that's pretty much all falsetto, and I couldn't, like at the beginning of the year, I couldn't make it through. Like I would lose my voice at the like halfway through that song, and then I finished it at the end of the year, and I was like, dude, I feel fine too. Like my throat doesn't hurt or nothing. But it's because we practice it all the freaking time, man.
Yeah. You're really good at singing, and you have like kind of a unique voice, I feel like. So I feel like if a songwriter wrote a song for you, like you could have like a hit.
Probably.
I mean, there's probably a lot of people like that.
Probably.
But like,
I mean, definitely. There's definitely a lot of people like that. I don't think my voice sounds super unique. It doesn't stand out like
like crazy, but
I'm not like fucking Sam Smith or anything, but
like that type of shit.
Yeah, I'm not crazy, but I could sing some Green Day songs, brother. I'll tell you that much.
That's true. You could be like a Fall Out Boy. Like
speaking of which, it's October 1st. We need to wake Green Day up, bro.
I was like, dude, Green Day is like some of my favorite songs, dude.
Oh yeah,
they were playing that shit like when we graduated high school, and we go to like senior day, and they post like the pictures, like a slideshow, and they're playing like,
what's that song? It's Good Riddance.
Yeah.
Another turning point of
yeah, they're playing that, and you're just like, oh man, can't believe we're done with high school.
We're growing up.
We're basically grown up.
We're grown up now.
And then you move out, and then you're like, fuck, I gotta pay this $500 rent. I don't even have $500.
Yeah. Then you're like, what is money? Holy shit.
And then like 10 years later, that same apartment costs like $1,200.
Dude, I remember living in an apartment that cost $600, and that was the cheapest apartment I could find.
Yeah.
And I could barely afford that.
Oh,
that was when I was working underground construction. And I was living paycheck to paycheck, making probably $500 every 2 weeks.
Yeah. So one whole paycheck plus $100 from the other one.
Yeah. Plus my groceries, electricity, all the other stuff. And I was like, dude, I have like zero extra money. Like it was hard, man.
Dude, it's crazy. So when we first got married, we moved in with my brother-in-law because he was married too.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like two couples. We got a 2-bedroom apartment. It was $1,000 a month. So it's $500 each.
Mm-hmm.
At this pretty nice apartment complex. It's in the hood, but like it's a nice complex, you know, a clean.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
on Dunlap.
Yeah.
So it's a nice apartment, kind of in the hood, but like, so $500 a month, and that was so hard to afford for us.
Yeah.
And then after that first year, my brother-in-law got divorced, and he didn't want to live with us anymore, so he moved back in with like his mom.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to get our own apartment.
Oh yeah, and that's when you moved to the other one.
And then it was like $750 a month, and we were like, oh my God.
How the hell are we supposed to do this?
And that was rough, dude.
Yeah, man. I like living with roommates is nice. You like because it cuts the price down. If I wasn't living with Aaron and Michelle right now, I don't know what I'd be doing. And I'm gonna be moving out soon too.
Aren't you moving in with the other dude?
No, I'm not moving to Buckeye anymore. They canceled on that, so that house is they're gonna be living in it. So I'm not gonna move in there. But now I'm gonna move in probably where Jake's living, and I might actually move in with Lael. But Jake is living in these, like, I don't even know what to call them because they're kind of like condos, but it's a community.
Townhouse?
It's not a townhouse because it's not split. Because you know how townhomes are always split?
Well, condos are
They're like mirrored.
Oh, like they're touching. So it doesn't have touching walls?
They do have touching walls, but they're not like townhomes because townhomes is literally like
a 2-story.
You split a house in half and it's like a mirror reflection.
Yeah.
You know, these are 2-story houses, but they're not like that. They have their own garage and backyard and all this stuff.
I think they could still.
They might be technically townhomes.
Like a condo or a townhome.
Yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to call those.
It might just be a small home community.
But they're like, it's a 2-story house, pretty much. It feels like a full-size house. Yeah. You walk in, full living room, door to the garage, and then you got the kitchen around the back. You got a big backyard. Mm-hmm. You got a 2-car garage. Upstairs, you got 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Downstairs, you got 1 bathroom. Like, there's a bunch of fucking room in there. And it's like $2,000 a month. And I was like, I might not be able to afford that by myself, but if I had somebody with me, for sure I could afford that.
Where?
And it's on...
when do you need to move out?
Well, I want to move out by December, but I might stay with Aaron and Michelle for a little bit longer just to save up a little bit more.
Yeah. And then how long have you been with Leo?
6 months now. 7 months.
Does her kid live with her?
Yeah. Yeah. I've been like going over there every weekend and stuff. And things are going really good with that. As honestly, like, this is the first time I think I've been in a relationship where nothing felt weird.
Yeah.
You know?
Doesn't feel.
Yeah. But, because
I'm telling you, the girls with L names and like double L's.
I think you're onto something.
Yeah.
I just followed in your footsteps.
They're
I think
chill.
that's what I'm going. And you know what my dad said?
Huh.
So I told him about her. He's like, I heard you got a girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. This is before, they've met now, but this is before you met her. And I was like, yeah. He's like, tell me about her. What's she like? And I was like, she's nice. She's really cool, easy to get along with. She's funny. She's Mexican. He's like, Mexican? And I was like, yeah. He's like, you never dated a Mexican girl before? And I was like, well, I just never, the stars never aligned for that, you know? And he's like, well, you're probably going to stay with this girl. Yeah. I was like, what? He's like, Mexican girls take care of you, bro. You're going to fall in love with her.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit.
Dude, I think once you go Mexican, you get married.
I think so, dude. I mean,
I think it is like, okay, first of all, they won't even let you break up with them.
No.
I tried to break up with Lily one time.
No, I think Lael will beat me up if I do that.
So I tried to break up with Lily once when we were dating for maybe like 2 years or something. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, we should break up. And she's like, yeah, why?
She's like, yeah, no.
She's like, I was like, I don't know. I just kind of like want to be single. She's like, nah.
Not happening.
And I was like, all right, well, this is harder than I thought. So
you're like, I didn't think this was going to be a debate. Holy shit.
I thought it was just like, I cancel my membership.
Can I just pay the fee and be on my merry way?
She's like, nah, you got to come cancel your membership in person and sign some contracts.
She's like, you have to pay your fee, and your fee is actually you have to marry me and live with me for the rest of your life.
And death.
Like, to death do we part.
That's the fee.
But no, her kid's okay. He's got like ADHD.
He's like autistic or something.
He's not autistic. He's actually super smart. He wants to be an astronaut.
Dude, every dumbass wants to be an astronaut.
Yeah. Hello. I don't want to be an astronaut. Are you kidding me?
Dude, wait, how old is he?
He's 6.
Okay. So
pretty normal to want to be an astronaut right now. Dude, it'd be sick if he fucking followed through with it because he's actually pretty smart.
That would be cool. But you know, it's funny when you're a kid, I think every single career seems different than like what it actually is. You have this imagined version of it.
Yeah, he's like, I want to go to the moon first.
Yeah, like
and then I want to go to Mars. And he's like, and you and mom are going to come with me.
Yeah.
You guys are going to come with me. And then he asks me all the time, he's like, hey, did you find a spaceship yet so we could go to space? And I'm like, Where did you get that idea?
That's not how it works.
I was like, you're the freaking astronaut, dude.
But like, yeah, Tesla's not selling those yet.
Yeah. And even if they were, it'd be like trillions of dollars, man. I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Airbnb, rocket ship.
Wait, just bull ass stuff. That'd be sick.
Dude, that's crazy that she has a 6-year-old because like I can't even imagine being a dad yet.
I know. And it's given me an idea of what it's going to be like. Yeah. You know? Because I've already had to kind of take charge of certain times.
Yeah, like beat his ass a few times.
I haven't beat his ass yet. His name's Aiden.
Aiden?
Yeah. And he's like, I've like talked to Lael about that because there's going to be a time where I'm going to have to step in because it's always the boy.
Oh, dude, he's going to beat your ass. If you're together when he's 18 or he's like 16, he's going to challenge you.
That's
for
fine.
Dominance.
That's okay. If he does that and that day comes, then that's the day that comes.
Dude, stepdads get fucking challenged.
I know. Dude, normal dads get challenged. I fought my dad. It happens.
Oh,
you get testy, man. Like you get to like 16, 17, 18, right around there, and you're like, I'm the man now. Right. I'm going to challenge you.
I challenged my mom at like 12.
Well,
as soon as I hit puberty.
Yeah.
But I think if I had a dad, it would have been a lot longer.
Probably would have been a little bit different because you weigh your options for sure. You're like, he's still way bigger than me. Fuck no, I don't think so. Yeah. No.
I'm hoping that my kid will never challenge. Well,
I don't think Aiden's not a very violent kid. Well, I mean, maybe one day. And if that happens, it happens. The balls drop,
whatever. And that testosterone.
I wasn't a very violent kid either, I guess. And but it happens, you know. And if it happens, it happens.
I was. No, like I was, so because my mom was always in bad relationships where like she got beat up and stuff.
Yeah.
So when she finally got with Albert and I was like, 14.
Yeah.
So I was growing and I was like, thought I was a full-size man.
Yeah.
I was a skinny full-size man.
14 was a freshman year?
Yeah, it was end of 8th grade or whatever. But so I was 5'10", which I am now. But I was like also 130 pounds.
Yeah.
So I was like a twig. But I was like always protective. And I was like, wait for the one time you hit her, bro. See what happens to you the one time you hit her, dude.
Oh my God.
And he never did. So never had to come to that. But
yeah.
I was waiting, bro. I was like, if you're another one of these,
dude,
you're gonna be dead in your sleep.
I mean, that's just how I am with like anybody that I care about, though, especially women or like younger people. I still have that protective mentality of like, don't fuck with them or I'll do everything in my power to kill you.
Which is, you'll be dead because everything in my power equals you dead.
Everything in my power equals I carry a gun.
I have a gun, so like.
Yeah, you're going to die.
There's like a switch.
Just don't fuck with people, all right? That's all you got to do. Just be nice. Just be nice.
Stepdaddy Nick.
Nick.
Living together. What does she live? Does she have like an apartment?
Yeah, she's got her own apartment right now. She's living like in the Glendale area.
Okay.
Kind of by GCC. She's like right down the road. She's on it's like just north of Northern and 59th Ave. Okay. So it's like
pretty close to our old house.
Yeah, right down the road, honestly.
Okay.
But it's, you know how that neighborhood is. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. It's like right, you go 2 streets down and you're in a shitty area.
It's on the cusp of glory.
But she's trying to get out of that apartment because she doesn't
Is it like a 1-bedroom?
It's a 2-bedroom because she's got to have a bedroom for Aiden. So she's been paying for a 2-bedroom.
That's crazy. Herself. What does she do?
Well, she works for a company that does, they organize tours for elderly people to go to elderly homes. And then she also like pretty much works all their finances to get them ready to pay for that stuff and all
she
that
steals
stuff.
Money from old people.
The company steals money. I'm not saying she does, but if she did, she'd probably have a lot more money, honestly.
Yeah,
like that'd be
Aiden,
crazy.
Is he like half black or?
No, he's white, dude.
Oh, his dad's white?
Yeah, his dad was white.
Where's his dad? Dead?
He's in Maine. He just fucking, before Aiden was even born, he just dipped out.
Just took off?
Mm-hmm.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude,
so he has no contact with him?
No, he does, like, sometimes, because Lael has tried hard to, like, at least give him phone calls every now and then, you know? Like, he needs to know his dad. So every now and then like Aiden asks about him all the time. He's like, when can I call my dad next? Can I call my dad today or whatever? And like, I'll text him or call him and be like, hey, Aiden wants to talk to you. And he just doesn't answer for like days.
That's crazy,
yeah,
dude. I can't imagine doing that. But like,
it's annoying. It's so frustrating.
What
man.
I would say is like, if you're out there and you're a single mom, and the dude takes off before the kid is born, I would say it's better to just have zero contact.
Yeah.
Because so like, it was like me and my sister. So I had zero contact with my dad, never met him, never anything.
Yeah.
But then my sister's dad was like around, and then he left, and then he would come visit like once every 6 months to a year for like a day. And then he'd be like, I won't be around more, blah, blah, blah. So he'd get her hopes up and then shatter her dreams.
Yeah.
And it was just like this up and down, and she would cry and shit. And I never gave a shit because I didn't.
Yeah.
Zero is better than wanting.
Yeah.
Like knowing and shit.
That is true. And it was like, I think if I'm getting it correct, like the first like 2 years of Aiden's life, they didn't talk to each other at all. And then like the third year, he contacted her and was like, I want to call him and stuff. But he'll never come to Arizona. Like,
that's so stupid. He should have never done that. He probably had some stupid emotional moment where he was like, I want to know my kid, but he wasn't even ready to be a man.
No. Yeah, I think a lot of it is that he sounds like, I hear him on the phone. He sounds like a fucking idiot. He's just like, what's up, Aiden? I'm like, dude,
how old is he?
Brain dead, dude? He's Leo's age. He's like 26, 27, something like that.
He sounds like a dumbass.
Yeah, dude, it's annoying. And I can see the frustration. It's like every time Leo gets off the phone with that, she's just like, I fucking hate that dude. Like, so frustrated. Yeah. Like, just hearing his voice probably pisses her off.
That's the worst, dude. And I feel like moms have like such a desire to like want their kid to know their dad.
Yeah, absolutely. They want the full family.
And
man.
But like I said, it's better like if you have the option and you know the dude's a piece of shit and you know he's a bum,
should just kick him out.
To just like, especially if it's before the kid's born and you could just never have contact until maybe the kid's like 18 and the kid understands like how some people suck.
Yeah.
But to like bring it into the little kid's life where he's like in and out, and then the kid's like,
the kid's like, where's my dad? It's like, well, I don't know.
That fucks with you more.
So I feel
like it's better to be like, your dad sucks. Or just be like, he's not around.
He's not around.
You know,
he's not here.
He's in jail.
But yeah, his parents called Lael and were like, hey, we're sorry that we haven't really stayed in contact and that he hasn't really stayed in contact and blah, blah, blah. We want to fly you out here to Maine and you can stay at our house for a week. And she was like, no. I was like, no. And she was like, if you want to see Aiden, you can fly out to Arizona and you can get yourself a hotel.
Yeah.
And you can come visit me one day.
Right.
And she was like, that's all you get.
That's good that she has like boundaries like that.
No, yeah. She doesn't really like any of them. And she says his parents are like very manipulative too. So that's why they're trying to like, I think they're trying to get them back together. That's what that sounded like to me. I was like, that's weird, bro. No way.
So the dude lives with his parents?
Yeah.
What a dork, bro. Oh my God. Dude, if you're a full grown man and you have a child and you live with your parents, bro, you're lazy.
You're a loser.
You're a loser.
That's it.
You're a straight up loser. First of all, you're a bitch for not taking care of your kid.
Yeah.
Well, second of all, dude, you can't afford to live on your own. You're a full grown man that has planted a seed and had a child.
Yeah. And you live with your parents, you're a loser, bro.
Dork, bro. Like, work harder.
Dude,
use your brain.
Just be a man. Fucking man up. Good Lord. It's not that hard.
Just be a fucking adult, like a responsible adult, you dork.
Dude, for real. This is crazy to me. Some people's mentality, they just stay like a child in their head.
Oh, yeah. Know? I don't get how you could have a kid and not man up and take care of him.
Dude, after that, it's like all bets are off. You're a dad now. You don't get to fucking choose anything else.
Yeah, that's why I haven't had kids, because I don't want to put time into them.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But it's like you also understand the fucking factor of your life is over. Like you live
I understand
that kid first and then your life.
Right. I understand what I want in my life, and it doesn't involve a kid right now, and it hasn't.
Yeah.
Ever since I was, started doing the shebang bang,
Shebang bang boogie.
The shebang bang boogie. I knew I didn't want any kids. So I chopped my nuts off. And I have them in the freezer waiting to go.
Just in case I want kids.
I bring them to the doctor. I'm like, yo, I'm ready. He's like, what is that? I'm like, put my balls in the freezer like 10 years ago.
He's like, how?
They'll still work, right?
He's like, how have you been getting testosterone to your body? And you're like, don't worry about it. Needles? Duh.
How does anyone do it?
Dude, somebody asked me about that the other day. They're like, is Brennan on Tren? I'm like, why?
Dude, what is with Tren,
why?
dude?
I was
Why
like,
Tren?
I was like, what makes you think he's on Tren? They're like, he's on steroids, right? And I'm like, yeah, maybe. What about trend though? You know, like
they just think
like,
it's a synonym.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, steroids, gear, trend. I'm like, that's not what trend means, bro. Trend is a type of steroid.
Oh yeah, dude.
It's like you gotta think about this broad spectrum. It's like that's like saying he's smoking weed. What strand? Weed. Like no, that's not the strand.
Yeah,
that's fucking just weed,
and
bro.
it's even way different than that.
Yeah,
because weed strands are very basically the same.
Yeah. Trend and just doing like tests or something like TRT, that is fucking night and day difference, bro.
I'm literally on TRT, 120 milligrams a week, which puts me in like the mid high range, not the very high range. So like 400 to 1200 nanograms per deciliter is like what the normal range is for men.
Yeah,
but almost no man is at like 1200 naturally.
No,
most people are probably gonna be like 400 to 700.
You like. Maybe like NFL athletes are there at naturally.
Yeah, like anyone that's hella jacked and they're like actually natural and they're like fucking, they might have that.
And they've
like
been
ridiculous
an athlete their whole life or something. They just always had good genetics somehow.
I would say most men are probably going to be like 400 to 700. And most healthy men are going to be like 500 to 700.
Yeah.
But anyway, it puts me at like 700 at the peak and then kind of comes down from there. And then like I took Anavar for 8 weeks before I went to Hawaii, but I stopped taking that.
So what is Anavar?
It's just a different type of steroid. It's like it's a oral steroid that you can take.
Gotcha. But does that help you produce more testosterone or just help your body?
No, it just works on the androgen receptors in a different way.
Oh, okay.
It causes more anabolic systems in your body or whatever. But
yeah.
I did 10 milligrams of that a day for 8 weeks. And that one kind of helps. It's really anabolic, but not very androgenic. And androgenic is like male side effects, like deepens your voice type of shit. And like women can take Anavar. Yeah. That's like one of the only safe ones that they can take.
Because it doesn't boost testosterone.
Because because every anabolic steroid has some androgenicity and some anabolic properties. And anabolic means like helps you build muscle and stops you from losing muscle, like stops catabolism. And then they have androgenic side effects, which means like it'll help you grow, like male side effects, like you'll grow beard hair,
facial hair, acne,
your clit will grow, acne, those type of shit. Yeah. So this one's like lower on androgenic and higher on anabolic. Okay. But that's it. And then like the last 3 years, that's basically all I've done is TRT. Yeah. The highest I did was 150 a week for a while. Then I kind of brought it down.
And also make sure if you're going to do stuff like this, do your fucking research. Don't just start sticking needles in your ass, man.
And don't do research on forums, dude, because those guys, oh my God, dude, everyone. Okay. So like I say I take 120 a week, right? Which is what I take. And I get it from a doctor. Obviously I don't get the Anavar from a doctor. Yeah. But most people on like forums and shit, they'd be like 120 a week doesn't do shit. Like there's no way you could look like that on 120. I'm like, first of all, I took way more shit when I was younger. Yeah. When I was 18 to 21, I took everything. I took Tren. I took D-ball. I took every fucking steroid.
It was a learning curve for sure.
And I took like too much.
Which was so funny back in high school. You're like, I know what I'm doing. And I was like, okay.
I got this.
It's like, I don't know. I had no idea. So I started with I must know.
I started with way too much. Like my first cycle ever was 500 milligrams test. Yeah. And then like 100 milligrams Tren. Yeah. And you should never start with Tren. First of all, that's like the strongest one.
Dude, just getting hit by a train immediately.
And you should never start with 500 milligrams of test. Like,
fuck.
That's like going from normal to like 5 dudes. Like, it's crazy. And but a lot of people do that. A lot of people's first cycle is 500 tests.
Wow.
And it's like,
You screw your body up
no.
that way, man.
Yeah, and it's like you would get probably the same amount of like muscle building from like 250 from the 500, and then the rest of it you're just gonna get like more water retention, more acne.
Yeah.
Especially on your first cycle. Like you could do 200 and then kind of milk that for 6 months.
Yeah.
And then increase it to 350. Then increase it to 400.
Is tren the one that like people say makes you mad?
Tren, I mean, a lot of them they say cause
anger or like emotional
roid rage, but yeah,
roid
but
rage.
tren actually is one of the only ones that did make me kind of angry sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I'll get road rage.
Yeah.
Like I remember one time they yelled at me for something. And I was like, I'll fucking kill you. and they were like, I have a baby in the car. And I was like, then you shouldn't have said anything.
I'll kill your baby too.
I didn't say that, but I was like, fine.
Fine. Just drive away. Oh, man.
But yeah, dude, like if you're ever going to do it, first of all, wait till you're older.
At least out of high school, man.
At least, yeah. Get like, I would say at least till you're like, most people are probably not going to wait till you're 25, but that's when your brain is fully developed and everything. But like, at least till then. And then also you got to consider like, it can impact your fertility. So like when you're on steroids, you for sure are not going to have enough sperm.
Yeah.
So the baby, you're going to be infertile basically.
Yeah.
And that can be a permanent side effect. It's not like super, super common, but it can happen.
It can happen.
So like,
it
there's
depends
a
on
chance,
your genetics.
There's a chance because of what I've done that I'll never be able to have kids.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true yet or not.
I haven't tested it out.
I haven't tested it, but you know, that's
waters.
something you really got to consider. And as a young man, like when you're, 18 to 21, that's something you're like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
And you like, yeah, that's why you should wait. That's why you wait for a lot of things, like that's
like
why tattoos, alcohol, drugs, sex, rock and roll. Maybe none of that stuff, but
yeah, especially, and then like, you should also wait till you have enough money to like get your blood work done and make sure you're not dying.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah, you need to know that stuff too.
There's a lot of things that you should wait till you have money for.
Yeah.
Like tattoos, having a kid.
Yeah.
Doing steroids.
Well, dude, doing steroids safely and monitoring your blood work can be very expensive. So like,
right.
You should definitely have a good job, good, stable, whatever you got going on, income.
But most kids are gonna be like, fuck it. He said do 500, right?
Yeah, I got $200. I'm gonna give me some steroids.
Another thing, dude, another huge common question I get is, should I just take like Anavar by itself, an oral? They said, so I got this question from someone recently that I'm coaching, and I don't really give advice like you should take this when I'm coaching people. But I'll give them like safety advice, like don't do this.
Yeah.
Don't do that. But they were like, should I just take Anavar or something less intense?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's like a misconception because you should never take any other steroid without having a testosterone base, because any steroid you take works on that same receptor. And it's going to tell your brain that you have enough testosterone in your system, and it's going to shut off your natural testosterone.
Yeah.
But if you're taking Anavar, that's not actually testosterone, and it's not doing the same thing.
No, you're going to be
you're going to get like erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
You're going to be tired, and all sorts of side effects.
You're going to be running out of testosterone too fast. It's pretty much what that's going to do. It's like try to drive your car with no gas.
Yeah.
You need to have testosterone in your body to produce that anabolic action.
Well, just to basically keep you normal.
Keep it going, honestly.
Just to keep your normal functions going, because your body needs testosterone to have like optimal energy.
Yeah.
To make your dick work.
So how could girls use Anavar?
I don't exactly know. I haven't really studied like how girls use it, but I know that girls need like way less testosterone in their body.
That's true.
So like maybe it doesn't.
Maybe they just have enough to. Well, I mean, because their energy comes from testosterone and estrogen as well, right? But if their balance
mostly estrogen, but their balance is like way different. Like like I feel like
they have a lot of estrogen.
Girls can take TRT, but it's like a tiny dose.
It's like 50 or something.
It's like 20 or something.
Wow.
It's like 30 maybe. I don't know. It's way less. It's way less than a man.
That's crazy. Oh, we're kind of out of time here.
But yeah, we're out of time. Thank you guys for listening. What did we talk about today?
Well, talked about steroids, talked
singing
about
and music.
Singing, talked about how I'm moving.
Songs and steroids.
Songs of the steroids.
And piece of shit dads.
And piece of shit dads.
If you got a kid out there, you got to decide, am I going to take care of him or am I going to disappear forever?
Don't be a piece of shit. Take care of your kid.
Yeah. Or just disappear into the sunlight and never look back.
Don't do that.
Well, it's better than...
Unless you are a piece of shit, then just don't be in your kid's life.
Right.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Please hit the subscribe button, like button, notification bell if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Leave a 5-star review for our silky smoothie voices.
Silky smooth.
And we will see you in the next episode.
Adios, amigos.